No, I don't have to. Happy Omarch, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I am the Uncanny Omar, and I have one question. What does Marcellus Wallace look like, Amanda?
What does Marcellus?
What does Marcellus
Wallace?
Black. Okay, I didn't know you were going to jump right over to that. I thought you were going to quote the next part, but that's it.
I don't remember the quotes that well yet.
The correct answer is what?
What? Oh, yeah, he's like, yeah, that's right. What?
We don't talk about the PRH Marvel dump. Yeah, I don't know. I actually was talking to my guy at Marvel today. I think he let something accidentally slip, but that's okay. It was supposed to, because it was, I told him it was supposed to go live tomorrow, and he got it mixed up with today, but all good, all good. Happy to see this review of the movie that proved John Travolta still had it. Absolutely brought Travolta back out of the shadows, man. See, Amanda got a Danny DeVito shirt.
What? That's not Danny DeVito.
You got Danny DeVito on your shirt?
No, you. He said, oh, he got Omar a Danny DeVito shirt. I said, that's not Danny DeVito. You read that
shirt, man.
Chris Claremont shirt.
Danny DeVito shirt.
He's gonna wear that when he meets Chris Claremont in April.
It's gonna be really creepy. Amanda's got like a rip-off anime character on her shirt.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Saying.
It's adorable. It's so cute.
Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead. Yeah, this is Amanda's first time watching Pulp Fiction. Really amazing American classic. Came out in 1995. I saw this movie in theaters. I loved it. I loved it back then. I had never seen anything quite like it back then. I was in high school when this came out. And it still to this day hits. Like I still love it. I just rewatched it. I just rewatched it like 2 months ago with my wife, and this gave me a reason to rewatch it yet again, because I've got this movie memorized, and there's always something little that I notice.
Yeah, I'm looking at our background, and I feel like Vacation.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
I realized the only thing that's highlighted in the background.
I'm okay with this background. Raymond, how are you doing, buddy?
Oh my gosh, Raymond, it has been forever.
Amanda opens up her gifts. Don't even say thank you. Good evening, Amanda and Omar. I saw Pulp Fiction the night it came out in theaters, and to this day, it is still the movie I've seen the most in theaters, 9 or 10 times. You know, I've only seen it once. What are you doing? I was like, wait. Hey guys, my guess as to what's in the case. Oh yeah, what's in the case was always fun to talk about back then. I saw this movie when I was 8.
No, that makes a lot of sense. No, 90. I would have been 10. I would have been 10.
You didn't see it when you were 10. Seeing it at 8 years old would have opened your horizons to what's it. Like, no. You would have never trusted going into a pawn shop ever.
No. Or wanted to see a GIMP in my entire life.
Well.
But everything about the Community episode makes so much more sense. I mean, so I know some of the pop culture references that have been made. Like I've seen clips of the film. I've never seen the film the whole way through. So this was eye-opening. And because I'm a lover of Community, that whole My Dinner with Andre with Abed episode makes so much more sense. Like who's dressed as who and the whole be cool, like all that stuff. It all makes so much sense now.
So good.
And it heightens my enjoyment of that episode, which is one of my favorite episodes of Community too. So
funny enough, Elon, I actually used to have that wallet in my early 20s. I had a wallet that said bad motherfucker. And that wallet was a conversation starter with a lady at a bar that had a tattoo that said bad bitch. And she saw my wallet and she's like, what's that about? Apparently she had never seen Pulp Fiction. And I was like, it's who I am. And she's like, oh, really? And she's like, well, look at this. And she showed me her tattoo on her thigh. And I was like, wow. Well, I think this is what Amanda would call a meet cute, I believe.
That is imputed. Yeah. That's exactly what that is. What's happening?
Are you a fan of Messi, the football player?
Football player?
Say what again? Say Messi again, Bucky. Say it again. I remember the Boondocks. Dude, that episode of Boondocks is freaking phenomenal with Samuel L. Jackson and Charlie Murphy. Charlie Murphy, man. That's a good, oh, man. That's, all right, Messi. You're in timeout. That's enough of that. Or maybe somebody already got you. Somebody already get him. James, where are you?
I don't know who he is. Where's
James?
Oh, that's sweet, Uncanny Suit. Everyone knows Omar is a bad MF. He doesn't need the walk.
Thank you. I didn't need the walk. I just apparently, but it was a good conversation starting for people that had never seen the movie, right? Like, it's such a good. You need, you stop that.
King's workout. What are you doing?
What do you call a quarter pounder, Amanda, in France?
Oh, they call it they don't call
it quarter pounder. What the hell did you
lay something? I'm fixing my microphone. I don't know. Okay. Oh my gosh. What's the quote?
Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese. That's right. Royale with cheese.
Yeah.
They don't use the English system. They use the metric system, which is weird that we use the English system and not the metric system. It doesn't matter. It's fine. Cheese. Okay, King's Pork Out. I've watched it like 1.5 times. Like,
you know how often I say this? You know how often I say Jesus, Amanda? All the time.
A Big Mac's a Big Mac. I remember that.
Royale with cheese.
I'm gonna pull up all the quotes. I do have Sam Jackson's biblical quote, which is not actually a biblical quote. It's a combination of the ending of Ezekiel, but also a speech made in the Japanese martial arts film from the 1970s.
Oh, that's why Melanie was like, "That's not."
Yeah, and apparently
the Bible.
Today's
Bruce Willis's 70th birthday.
Oh,
well, happy birthday, Butch.
Bruce. Butch.
Sorry, Bruce. Butch.
You know, they almost didn't even cast Bruce Willis in this. Well, actually, so I was doing a lot of like research after the fact, and I didn't realize there was a lot of people who were in play for these different roles prior to being cast. So Michael Madsen was originally supposed to be Vincent Vega, and he chose to appear in Kevin Costner's Wyatt Earp instead, which he said
that's a good choice. That's a great movie. That's a great movie.
And then also apparently Harvey Weinstein pushed for Daniel Day-Lewis as well, which would have been a really weird movie.
Daniel Day-Lewis is who?
Vincent. That's Vincent as John Travolta's role.
Yeah, he really wanted Travolta back. Remember the Cartoon Network bumpers with like Droopy Dog doing the car scene? It brought Travolta out of obscurity, man. He was done.
And then
but Tarantino did that a lot, though, because I remember Bruce Willis wanting to play the role of Vincent when he read the script.
Yeah.
And I think Tarantino tells it was in a podcast I heard actually about a year ago or so. Tarantino talks about like going into a party and talking to Bruce Willis and wanting to work with him. But Bruce Willis read the script and was like, I really want to play this guy, Vincent, or either Vincent or Julius, one of them. And Tarantino was like, I don't think that's right. I want you to play this guy, Butch. And he didn't like it. And Tarantino's like, well, read it again. I think you'll like it.
Mm-hmm.
Play Vic Vega in Reservoir Dogs, the canonical.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
It's all connected, right?
And now that it's connected, it makes more sense. And
a week before this movie came out in theaters, I bought the soundtrack, as you did back then. You bought the soundtrack and then you watched the movie. Listening to it and watching the trailer. Watch it, and I did not disappoint. I think the soundtrack is what sold a lot of us. The empty wallet meme was born. Doug, is that where there wasn't an empty wallet before? Hey, Maya, how you doing?
And then even Miramax's favorite as far as like Mia Wallace, which I thought was going to have a bigger role in this because she's all over the promotional material. I was like, she's in like a fourth of the movie. And then most of it's really, she's not in the whole movie. I was very confused about this. But Holly Hunter or Meg Ryan. Also, Meg Ryan would have been a weird choice for Mia Wallace. Like when I think like Meg Ryan, like, you know, You've Got Mail, 1999 Meg Ryan. I mean, in 1994, still, I don't see like.
I don't know if Meg Ryan could have. Like, she was America's sweetheart.
Holly Hunter, maybe.
She really wanted to separate herself from being America's sweetheart if she wanted that role. I just can't imagine her doing the. I said, God damn, when she's and honestly, I don't know if it would have worked, right? Like you say, Mia wasn't that big of a role, but when people think of Pulp Fiction, they think of Mia because 100%. Of the dance scene. Like that dance scene.
I got the dance scene. Right? I got the dance scene. Ready? Everyone got the dance scene. I got the dance scene. What was that?
Yeah, was that the Munsters?
No, that was Fall Out Boy song Uma Thurman, which was inspired, of course, by her dancing in Pulp Fiction. And they did use the Munsters theme because it was a lot like the Chuck Berry song that they play in Pulp Fiction when her and John Travolta are dancing.
Yeah,
as you can see, it went very well.
I think those guys are tone deaf. None of that worked.
It worked very well.
Watching them watch the movie, the whole theater was electric. I've seen this movie countless of times. That time was my favorite. This is Lenny Laserdisc, who saw this 2 years ago in a solo. There was a row of teens next to me that had never seen it before. It is interesting to you are a sports fan. Okay. Copyright incoming due to me. Yeah, we're done. That's it.
You don't know that.
We're done. Normally these are too late for me here in England, but since Joe, where you at? FOB. Nice, man. I ain't heard that one. Near mint condition. Why are you supporting that? We don't.
Oh, you haven't heard that song? You should listen to it. It's fantastic.
It's pretty awful. Normally these are too late for me, but here in England. But since I'm still up, I thought I would say hi. Saw it for the first time last year in the cinema with my dad and loved it. Horrible.
Very nice.
Thank you, Colin.
Okay, whatever, Colin. It was not a horrible.
No,
it was a
I would call it. Thank you so much. What was that? What was that? Was that music? Amanda, who do you prefer, P. Wentz or Grandpa Munster?
P. Wentz.
To do what?
I don't. Yeah, that's a good.
Wait, what do you prefer? You don't know what he's gonna ask. You know, he could be asking something else. Yeah. So this was his second flick, right after the success of Reservoir Dogs. At the time, I had not seen Reservoir Dogs. I'd only heard of it. But because of this, I did end up renting it on VHS, and you know, that's a great movie. Lots of quotable moments, lots of quotable characters, and just a really awesome, great plot. I love this movie. It's awesome. Not my favorite Tarantino. My favorite Tarantino is still Jackie Brown, but this is probably second. Yeah, it's awesome. Hey, Kane, how are you doing? Good evening, everyone. It's Wednesday, so that means we're halfway through the week. Pulp Fiction is such a classic. What was my favorite chapter? I don't know, man. Like for as little screen time as Christopher Walken was in it, I love the watch story.
He really does a good job of selling that story about the watch. I didn't know where he was going, what he was inferring about him and his dad's relationship when they were in the camp. Like when two guys are in camp, I was like, where is this going? I kept waiting for the other shoe to drop. And I was like, okay, he just was going to return the gold watch. It really wasn't going to be that. But then later on, when you see what happens to poor Ving Rhames, Marcellus Wallace, oh my gosh. With Zed and Maynard, I was like,
oh, wow. I don't think I ever knew the other guy's name. I don't think I ever caught it.
Oh, yeah. Well, thankfully, it just was so burned into my mind. I was like, this is.
Jules is one of the most badass characters in film history. Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I love his character.
But he decided to turn over a new leaf because, you know, he had that divine intervention. Right?
Yeah, he went on to play music and died at a Texas wedding. Built a whole movie about watch smuggling. And yeah, right. Is that was that the original idea of the smuggling the watch? Morning Minty's easy. My favorite Tarantino definition of cool. Yes. Fun fact: Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, True Romance, From Dusk Till Dawn, and Natural Born Killers all came from ideas that Tarantino had put into a huge outline called The Open Road. I knew about Pulp Fiction. No, I'm sorry. True Romance and Natural Born Killers. That's interesting. Vincent and both Julie, like, oh my god, there's so many good characters in here. But I want to, Amanda, tell me the plot. What's
Fonzie? Okay. Well,
what's Fonzie like?
So the movie is centers around several different characters, all interconnected in some way, but it's told in not chronological, so out of sequence. So it's told in almost a circular format. So where we start is also where we end. The same scene where we start is also where we end, and then everything in the middle kind of happens in a circle, right? It's the best way I can describe this. But it starts off with these two robbers who are at a diner talking about robbing a bank, and how easy it would be. They start, just kind of spitballing that it would be pretty easy to rob a diner, right? It's Pumpkin and Honey Bunny are their names. Tim Roth, which we all know. I thought at first he was going to have an American accent, but he does not. He still sticks with his British accent. But we all know him from
Mr. Orange.
Okay, that's it.
He was in Reservoir Dogs. He was Mr. Orange in Reservoir Dogs. But yes, he was also, oh my gosh, Annihilation, right? Not Abomination. He was Abomination, yeah, in the Hulk movie, yeah. And so their scene ends with them sticking up the diner. And so then we're introduced. This is true.
Yes.
After Pulp Fiction came out, everyone tried the non-linear style filmmaking. Not only filmmaking.
Wait.
But comics. Because if you look at comics, if you look at Black Panther by Christopher Priest, Joe Quesada and Jimmy Palmiotti were big fans of this movie, that they told Christopher Priest that they're going to put things non-linear. And he was like, why? That's going to confuse people. And it did. Still makes for a good comic. But yeah, everybody.
Like Memento, which came out, that's non-linear.
Well, Memento was a few years later. Memento isn't. It's not linear, but it's also told backwards, kind of like what's the that movie with Monica from The Matrix too. It's got one of the most gruesome scenes in it.
Monica Bellucci.
Yeah, she. It's rough.
Hair.
Yeah. Came out in the early aughts. It's one of the roughest movies to watch. There is a sexual assault scene in there that's like over 5 minutes long, and like people have walked out of the movie theater. What the heck is the movie? Now I'm trying to think of what it's called. Anyway, yes, Memento. But Memento was done backwards, right? So it starts like Irreversible, I think. Yeah, Irreversible. That's what it was. So much. It's done in that style too. Irreversible and Memento, where it starts at the end, and then But this kind of jumps around a little bit. It's not quite like that. It's
no.
You miss the middle part. You're kind of missing a lot of the story. Ernest Goes to Camp.
Was it?
I love that movie. Mr. Orange's apartment in Reservoir Dogs was Tarantino's actual apartment, hence the Silver Surfer poster on the wall. He wrote a surfer film called Prodigal Son. All right. So take it away, Amanda.
Oh, okay. So then we're introduced to Jules and Vincent, who are basically two lackeys for this Marcellus. I don't even know what I would call Marcellus. Gangster. He's a gangster. Marcellus Wallace, played by Ving Rhames. And they have to go to the home of some guy named Brett who has a briefcase that they need to obtain from Brett. We don't know what's in the briefcase. In fact, we never find out what's in the briefcase, which now makes total sense for me in the Community episode. I don't know why they didn't want to open the briefcase. But they get to they get to Brett's apartment. There's a couple other guys there. One of them is Marvin. And we'll find out more about Marvin's character later on in the film. And when we get there, of course, Jules has them at gunpoint and he's trying to, figure out where the briefcase is. He's threatening them. He ends up then, of course, doing the whole what little back and forth thing. And then he quotes his Ezekiel Bible verse. And then him and Vincent shoot the guys up, except for Marvin. Marvin is not shut up. So then after that.
So yeah, he does a lot of voices, and he was also in Mad TV. Mad TV?
Oh, really? The guy who plays Marvin?
Mm-hmm. He was in Mad TV.
Cool. And I learned something about him. But yeah, so then during that whole, their ride over and stuff, they're also talking about one of the guys who worked with them they're talking about him giving Marcellus Wallace's wife, Mia, a foot massage, which I was like, oh, okay. So is this where the Tarantino thing is born with the feet fetish? Is like this is where it's born? And then of course the guy
definitely not Reservoir Dogs, because Reservoir Dogs had a bunch of dudes.
Gotcha. So it was Uma Thurman's feet that shout out to
I don't know.
But so apparently
Phil from Mad TV, who does a lot of voice acting too. Wallace was in between helping out Ethan Hunt. Oh, I like that. Shout out to Marvin's face. I don't know how close you were paying attention, because I remember watching that in the theater and I'm like, oh shit! Like I did not expect that.
I did not expect it either.
And then he shoots him, and he was like, oh man, I just shot Marvin's face off, and he was like, what? Did you notice Kathy Griffin's role in this?
No.
Yeah, she was you can't miss her. It's when Marcellus gets hit by Butch's car.
Oh, that was her. I honestly did not recognize her.
She looks the same.
I've seen a lot with plastic surgery nowadays, so I don't know.
Okay, I don't know why you're doing that.
I did not. I saw a redhead, but I didn't recognize that as Kathy Griffin.
That was Kathy Griffin, yeah.
What do you think about it, Mark? Anyway, so then next we see Jules and Vincent returning the briefcase to Marcellus at this local bar where he's doing his dealings, and there we meet Butch, played by Bruce Willis. Butch is like a local fighter, boxer, I think, and Marcellus wants him to basically throw his match. This is like a whole thing, money thing, right? A whole scheme. And so he wants Butch to throw his match. Meanwhile, Vincent goes and gets some heroin from his drug dealer Lance, played by Eric Stoltz. His wife is played by Roxanne Arquette. And after he takes some heroin, he goes and meets up with Marcellus Wallace's wife, because he was asked to take her out for dinner. And he's worried about this because of what happened to the other guy who got thrown out the window after he gave Mia a foot massage. And so he meets Mia.
That whole conversation, it's so good. And he was like, yeah, foot massage is just as bad as eating her out. And he was like, you are comparing a foot massage to the holiest of holies. It's like the way, oh my God, the script is
I give my mother a foot massage.
Yeah, it is so weird to talk about this movie, right? Because I watched Reservoir Dogs with Melanie about 3 months ago. And in Reservoir Dogs, like, they're dropping the N word like every other sentence. You don't see movies like that, right? Especially when it's a bunch of white dudes talking. Like, you don't see those movies anymore. And I thought, like, she was like, wow, I don't remember that. And I was like, probably because there aren't movies like this anymore. And I thought, but do you really think that these people that are okay with murdering and killing women and doing all these horrible things would not be okay with dropping the N word? Like, absolutely, people like that exist. And I think this time around, it's only Tarantino that does it. But like, it's weird because like that dialogue, even in comedies, doesn't exist with both Vincent and Julie's talking about that, right? Like, you don't even. It seems crude nowadays to joke about things like that.
Like eating
unless it's like. Honestly, and it cracked me up. It was unless ladies are doing it. That's something I've noticed. Like, if you usually the cruder the humor, now it's like it seems like women are doing it in comedies more than guys are. And I wonder if that's where we are.
I would like to point you to a movie called Superbad, which
when did Superbad come out?
Okay, 2008. But I mean, Bridesmaids.
Right. I'm talking about now. Like, today.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about 10 years ago. Remember what I said about Tropic Thunder being like, this is it?
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of a movie with females today that's
I was thinking of like the Amy Schumer.
Are you thinking about Amy Schumer had her like Trainwreck came out in 2015. Like, And she does have
there
her
was another movie I
show.
watched that I was like, oh, it's like.
I mean, they're now stand-up comedians, but they're still male
Bottoms?
Yes, I did see Bottoms. Yes, Tiger Eyes with Io. I'm gonna mispronounce her last name. The girl from The Bear, Abidibri. I don't remember how to pronounce her name, but she's yeah, that is. I guess that was kind of vulgar in its own way. Not as vulgar as other. It's a good movie.
I haven't seen it, but anyway, it's weird to see movies like this where, and I know that not everybody likes Tarantino's dialogue, not everybody likes people talking. I find it like I love it. I absolutely love it. Talking. Emma Stone had the best what the fuck line.
Oh yeah. My god, yes, she's like, what?
I haven't seen Bottoms. When did Bottoms come out?
Yeah, last year it came out.
Maybe I was thinking of Bad Moms too.
It's on Hulu, I think. Yes.
Counterpoint, Amanda. Bridgerton. But
they don't talk dirty in it. They're not saying.
Anyway, my point was that they don't. Yes, you don't have
sexual, but they're not talking dirty.
You don't. These days, it doesn't seem like it. Unless I haven't seen Bottoms, and I'm sorry, I don't even know what. But you usually don't see two dudes, no matter if they're good people or bad people, or it's a comedy, talking crude like that anymore. Like in movies these days, where in real life it exists, or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I haven't been out in the workforce in so many years that I work for myself. I'm sure it exists. But I find that really interesting. Like you don't see a lot of movies like that, like characters like this. All right. Yeah. Sorry. Take it away.
Oh, no, you're fine. So then he takes her out to this 50s diner that she wants to go to, Jackrabbit. I think it's what it's called. And there she wants to get this milkshake that he doesn't want to pay for because it's an expensive milkshake. It's like, what, $5, which I guess now doesn't seem so expensive. But back then was expensive. And I was like, $5, that sounds about right for a milkshake at Shake Shack. Like, right?
Oh, right? Especially now.
With tax, I mean, $5.
But back then, I was like that too. $5 for a milkshake? You put bourbon on that? Like, oh, man. And what's his name? Man. Steve Buscemi's like character. Such a jackass.
And then, so they're having like a back and forth. And he asks her about that guy. And she's like, he didn't give me a foot massage. And then I'm like, oh, okay. So she also does cocaine throughout this.
These are not good people.
No, not good people. These are all not good people. Then, of course, when we're there, we also get
monetized.
And they do go home with the trophy. But you find out later they actually didn't win. They stole the trophy.
Oh, I still talk to myself all the time. You are right about that. I do behind the scenes on Patreon, and it's me going off on somebody calling me in the middle of a recording session. Copyright incoming due to music strike 2. Thanks a lot, James. You better keep.
I don't care. It was worth it.
On my birthday month. This is what I do for a living, woman.
Well,
you owe me some money. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyways, so then after all said and done, they go back. To what? They go back to her house? They go back to someone's house. I forget whose house it is. But while he's in the bathroom, and
they go back to her house because he's her house. He goes talk to himself in the mirror. She finds the coke that he bought.
She finds the heroin, which she thinks is cocaine, takes it and overdoses. So now he's freaking out. Everything bad happens when he goes to the bathroom. He just should never go to never go to the bathroom again. So he takes her to Lance, hoping that Lance would have something that could save her from her overdose. Thankfully, Lance does, and they have to get this adrenaline.
Eric Schultz, everybody.
Yeah, Eric Schultz.
And Patricia Arquette's sister, David Arquette's sister. I cannot remember her name. She's the one with all the nose. That was a funny line. He's like, is that the one with all the shit in her face? It's like,
all that shit in her face, yes.
That's my wife.
She had like 18 piercings, I think is what she said. Like as she was telling that other girl where she got it done. She's like, they use a gun for all
the monsters about the copyright strike me.
I don't think that will.
It's also in car 54. All right, go on.
No, anyway, so Vincent sticks her with the adrenaline. She wakes up, and then as they're leaving, they agreed never to talk about this or mention it to Marcellus, right? So that's that storyline. And then we are introduced to the next storyline, which is the gold watch. This is where we get a flashback with Christopher Walken visiting a young Butch to talk about his father who passed away as a
you don't know, right? You just see a kid sitting down what looks to be like watching a 50s type of TV show. And the mom's like, hey, this guy served with your dad, and it's Christopher Walken. And this is the only time you see Walken show up. And he tells him a story about the watch. Yeah, it's a good story. Man, what happened to that watch?
Let's see what happened to that watch. Well, I mean, it ended up in Butch's hands. And so as he grows up, it's his father's watch. And he decides, instead of throwing the match, he double crosses Marcellus and then actually kills the guy that he was fighting against, and then he flees.
Did not throw the match. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he chooses not to throw the match. So now he flees, knowing that he's going to win a lot of money from it. He flees, and of course Marcellus is like, I want everyone, wherever you think he's going to be, I want you guys to disperse and be wherever you think Butch is going to be. Well, Butch goes to a hotel where Fabiano, his girlfriend, who just wants a potbelly. That's all she wants, is a potbelly. She thinks it's sexy on a woman.
Not on men, because what does it make you look like if you're a man and you have a potbelly?
Schlubby? I don't know.
No, she said something cute that I wasn't expecting. That character is the one that my wife relates the most to. Not because like somebody was saying that she's the only good character out of here, but because my wife is so forgetful that she cries when she has a nervous breakdown when she realizes she may not have taken the most important thing out of that man's apartment complex,
which was his gold watch.
Which is the watch. That is my father's watch. It is like, dude, that scene when he's like, I'll be back before you can say blueberry pancake. It's such a sweet, like, he closes the door and he starts going off, because I've done that, right? We've all done that, right? I can't be alone. We're just like, God damn it, I told her 1,000 times to get the fucking watch. Like,
he was very upset.
We've all done this. We've all done
this.
We've all gone off, man.
Yes.
But yeah, my wife really, really like empathizes with that character, because she's like, I can see myself doing something like that, like something that's so important that it's not my fault. I didn't mean to.
I know. But every beat, she always takes a beat too long, and it made me worried the whole time. And I'll explain why in the end of this segment. So yes, so they make love. He falls asleep and she's brushing her teeth, and she's brushing her teeth when he wakes up. That's how, like, I like the passage of time. I was like, has she been brushing her teeth this entire time? Like when he like was asleep, like that whole time? Or is it like she brushed her teeth, went to bed, woke up and brushed teeth? I guess she did. Anyways, so he has to go get his watch back. So he didn't want to, because they know that probably Marcellus has some of his thugs somewhere trying to get him. He's like, I'm going to check it out, see if any of them are at my apartment. So he goes to the apartment. It looks like everyth's safe. He finds his dad's watch, puts it on, goes into his kitchen, and sees a big old shotgun there. And he's like, so he
that's not a shotgun.
That, I mean, whatever it was. Shot a lot of it did something.
With a silencer. You live in Kentucky, man. You should know these things. Except for the silencer part. You're not out to kill anybody.
Nope, I'm not.
Yeah, which is really weird, because earlier we saw Vincent take his gun with him to the bathroom while he was on the crapper reading the book. So it was really, maybe the gun was too big. Regardless, it was a big mistake, right? Like that Uzi was a big mistake. It was like a submachine gun, whatever the hell it was. It was a big mistake to leave it out there, because
Uzi. Oh, submachine gun. Whatever.
That's just pride messing with you, dude. And then when Butch brings that quote back when he's beating the hell out of him, you see that, Marcel? That's pride. Oh, anyway, go on.
No, you're fine. Yeah. So then, so Vincent is at the apartment.
My gun nut Ray knows it's an Ingram Mac 10 with a sound suppressor.
Who stopped? Yeah,
stops for Pop-Tarts. The guy that got away with it, baby. The guy that got away with it. That's what he thought. He was home free. Got his watch. He's gonna get Pop-Tarts because he don't want no nasty blueberry pancakes.
That's true. So
he's an heroin addict. He'd be making multiple trips to the bathroom, which we do see. Which he doesn't shy away from, right? Like he's that type of character. He's like, I gotta go piss. And Uma Thurman's character was like, that's TMI. I gotta go take a shit. Like he tells Julie's that in the restaurant.
Yeah. So Vincent walks out of the bathroom, and of course Butch has the gun, shoots him. so Vincent is dead. I mean, that was a lot of shots. I mean, there's no surviving that. I'd be surprised.
And as shitty as that character was, I really liked Vincent.
Yeah, I didn't want it. Like, he was shitty, but he wasn't like too shitty. Like, he could have survived. I would have been okay with it.
Right.
So that was disappointing. I thought maybe he would be coming back at some point. Maybe he didn't die. But then anyway, so Butch leaves. And of course, he should have known, like, if he's there, Marcel's.
Okay, you've never seen this movie. He got out of that and you were like, whew, that was close. Did you expect him as he's driving to run? Oh, and that scene when Marcellus Wallace his butt, and he's
I thought someone was going to be following him. I thought someone was going to be following him. Like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, he's not home free yet.
Like, you did not expect this movie to go where it went, did you? Like, when Marcellus Wallace sees him and he's like, what the fuck? And Butch just pushed the gas to the metal, baby.
And I guess that's right to Kathy Griffin, which
and your girl Kathy Griffin, Amanda's girl.
I did not recognize her.
Like, he gets out of the car and Marcellus comes and starts shooting him. They run and they go of all places to like a pawn shop, right? This redneck pawn shop. Now,
beat the shit out of each other.
Did you expect the next thing to happen?
No, I never seen this film. So yeah, so the next thing I did not expect. Right? Again, yes, I've seen the Community episode, but I had no idea.
Yeah, but nobody dressed up as the Gimp, did they?
Yes, Pierce dressed up as the Gimp.
Oh, but okay. Anyway,
Pierce was dressed. I didn't understand that reference at all. The way, I liked how Butch and Wallace reconciled. So they're beating the shit out of each other at the pawn shop, and the guy Maynard is like, "Put that gun down! Stop what you're doing!" And he ends up knocking Bruce Willis out because Marcellus is pretty much knocked out, right? Then he calls someone. He says he's got something. And next thing you know, they're both in the basement and they have ball gags on their mouths tied up. And Maynard is like, he brings this guy named Zed down. I think he's a police officer. Was he a police officer?
I don't know. If he just came back from some kind of weird cosplay.
Yeah. And so they're like, this is what we're gonna do, and they bring this guy, like, let's get the Gimp out, and he's like, he's probably sleeping. He's like, I don't care, get the Gimp. So they bring the Gimp out, which is a guy in that leather outfit with the zip mouth, and they tie him up to watch. They do the eeny meeny miny mo, which of course also,
talk about anxiety driven scenes.
Choice words there. So of course they choose Marcellus first, and they drag him to a room and shut the door.
The song that plays.
I thought they were going to kill him. So when I realized, they're not going to kill him, when you start hearing the sounds, I was like, oh my God.
Do you remember what I said yesterday about the Killing Joke, about how it's worse when you're seeing the reaction shots? So you just see his buddy in the corner, watching. You don't see what he's doing to Marcellus Wallace. So in your head, you're imagining, oh my God, he's going to town on Marcellus Wallace.
Yes. And I was like, oh my gosh, are you serious right now? And so, but of course, Butch is able to get out of his restraints, and then he punches out the Gimp, who's, of course, he's tied up too, which is also weird. And he's about to leave, but he can hear what's going on downstairs, and he realizes that he's too good of a guy.
This is one of my favorite pieces of cinematic history. When he goes up there and he's like, he grabs a gun, he grabs a baseball bat, gun, then a chainsaw, and he goes with the katana. Yes, like a real warrior, baby. And he goes back downstairs, man.
Yeah, so he goes back downstairs with the katana, sneaks up on Maynard.
You did not miss that part, what he was doing. You know what he was doing. He was even narrating what to do next. He was like a director. Anyway,
so he sneaks in, and just about when Maynard finally realizes, he slices him, and then at that point, he is able to stop Zed, who's raping.
Wow. Okay.
Marcellus Wallace, which is awful.
I love that you wouldn't say that word yesterday, but whenever we were reviewing The Killing Joke, but now
sexual assault, buddy, that is like legit. Like, that's what it was. We know that's what it was. And then they shoot him in the dick. I mean,
you're just let it out. We already got demonetized.
Yeah. And then that's when we get this awesome. So then, he like Marcellus is now free, kind of takes the ball gag out of his mouth, and he gets his phone and calls for backup. And he says, "I'm about to go medieval on your ass," which was fantastic.
Oh, and man, I love that.
That's such a good line. I was like, I've heard that before. I don't think I've heard it before. This might have been the first time where it originated from. Like, I've heard other people say it.
Dude, and that exchange between Butch and Marcellus Wallace, he's like, "What now?" Because, it's like, "What now? I saved your life and you're after me. You're trying to kill me." And he's like, "Oh, that what now? I will tell you what now between me and you. There is no me and you.
It was a great
not
scene.
No more." Dude,
yeah, it was like
when I was younger, I was like, that was the scene that I was like, I want to make movies for a living or beer commercials. Like, seriously, like I had never seen something like that up until that point. It's like I didn't know like something so creepy could exist outside of like the guy just got away from being killed
with pliers and a blowtorch. I was like, what are they gonna do with a blowtorch? Holy crap!
It's Mr. Stephen Curry to you, Hondalorian. What's up, Brian? How you doing, baby?
Ryan.
Now, that's just part of and because you still need to go back to what happened to Vincent. And
but Butch does it away. I was for a second when he comes with the hog, when he shows up with the hog, and he keeps having to tell Fabiano it's not a motorcycle, it's a hog.
What did you? There we go.
You changed it when you were getting all mad about the Fall Out Boy stuff. And Fabiano was taking her sweet time leaving the hotel, and I was like, something's gonna happen here too. Something's gonna happen. Get on the freaking motorcycle. Get on the motorcycle now. She's getting on my nerves by the end, but just get on
not a motorcycle, Amanda.
A hog. Get on the hog. Get
Chopper. God.
Chopper. I thought the hog. I thought
it's a chopper.
So then, of course,
who's Zed, Amanda? Who's Zed?
Oh, Zed's dead, baby. Doesn't matter who Zed is. Zed's dead. I was like, oh, good. We got some nice intro rhyme. All right. Near condition rate M for mature. It's a chopper. Why did I keep thinking it's a hog?
Let her cook, Eric. Go on, Amanda.
So that storyline, at least Butch's storyline, wraps up. And then we go back to the Bonnie situation. So we're right back where we almost started, which is at the apartment with the Ezekiel line. And we don't realize that there's another person behind the door, one of the doors in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And Marvin didn't tell him about that person. But what happens is after they shoot the other two dead, Marvin's still there. We realize that Marvin was their guy on the inside the whole time, right? But then all of a sudden the door to the bathroom opens up and that guy shoots directly at Jules and Vincent, but none of the bullets hit them. None of them. And so of course they kill him. And then
I think I had read somewhere that was whatever gun he was using. Apparently there was a lot of that issues with the gun, that it misfired, or like, I can't remember. I love this movie. So over the years, holy crap, 1995. That's 30 years only. 30 years of this. Wow, of this movie. You know, you read a lot. You see a lot of interviews and listen to a lot of podcasts about it. Yeah, it's do they speak English? Dude, it's so good. She thought she cooked. She didn't even turn on the heat.
That's fine.
It's late night. And
for some people.
I thought it was 95. I remember seeing it in
94. That's not correct, did you?
You did? I thought it was 95.
Mm-hmm. 94.
Okay.
But
31 years, son of a bitch.
So this is called the Bonnie situation that we're in right now. So they're like, Marvin, why don't you tell us there's a surprise guy in the bathroom? So after they kill that person, then there is this whole conversation that Vincent and Jules has where Jules is convinced about divine intervention, right? He had spoken his Ezekiel phrase, which isn't even actually all in the Bible. And
yeah, just ask my wife because she gets mad every time she watches this movie.
And he's like, look at that. Shot right at us and none of those bullets hit us. Divine intervention, right? So they're having an argument about it. So they get back in the car, they take Marvin, put him in the back seat. They're having a conversation, and Vincent, I guess, is a little too like flimsy with the gun in his hand, and he's
like, "What do you think about all this?" And he's like, "Man, I don't have any opinion."
Yeah. And then he accidentally shoots Marvin in the face, blood everywhere. So now they have dead Marvin.
The banter between both of them. He's like, "You must have hit a bump. I didn't know that bump." Oh man, it's so good.
So, yeah. So they have to go to this guy named Jimmy's house, right? Jimmy was an old colleague of Jules, if I remember correctly, which is played by Quentin Tarantino. And yes, he does say the N-word quite a few times, which is weird, but that's fine.
Married to a black woman.
Oh, he's married to a, yes. Wait,
not that it gives you a pass. I'm just saying, like, it's that type of character.
It's like, that type of character. Yeah. So basically,
that's right. He did Jon Stewart's voice in the Justice League cartoon, Justice League Unlimited. Thank you. Told you he was a voice actor.
Oh, nice. So
Modesty Blaze was the novel. That's right. He had been reading it the whole movie. All right, go ahead.
Oh, you're good. Yeah. Anyways, so when they get to Jimmy's, they have to call in. What is it? Winston Wolfe? Is that his name? I think it's Wolf.
Oh, the Wolf. What
played
a badass
by
character.
Harvey Keitel. Love Harvey Keitel. Great actor. This is like that. He was also in From Dusk Till Dawn, right?
He was in From Dusk Till Dawn. He was in Reservoir Dogs. They've worked together. They've worked together quite often. Yeah.
Yeah. And so Wolf shows up. Sorry.
God bless you.
Oh, I think
you get one.
I'm allergic to it. I'm allergic to it. Basically, he has been hired to help them dispose of the body and clean up their mess. And he is not so nice about the whole deal. And of course, they are quite impressed with the way Mr. Wolf works. They help clean up the body. Basically, they have to clean the body up, put him in the trunk of the car. Then they have to, get rid of their clothes. Then he has to spray him down with a hose to get all the blood off. And then they have to wear Jimmy's clothes, which is where Jimmy calls them dorks. And like, it's your clothes. Like, you're calling us dorks.
I love how Vincent treats him. How about a please? And he's like, I talk fast and I work fast. I think fast. Oh man, dude, it's so good. It's so good. Every bit of dialogue in this movie is just so well thought out and quippy and just quotable.
Yes.
So they clean up, and what happens, Amanda?
So they clean up. They take the car to the junkyard, and there they park the car with the body, and they're good to go. It's all cleaned up. And they shake Mr. Wolf's hands. They're like, honestly, impressed with what you do, impressed with what we do. And he's like, yeah, thank you. He's like, where y'all heading? I'll drive you there. And then they tell him where they live, like Inglewood or something else. He's like, now you can take a cab.
He's like, I see a cab in your future. Get out of the woods, boys.
That's so great.
Smooth. He's so cool. So cool.
Yeah. So yeah, they have to call a cab. He's like, hey, you want to get some food? I'm hungry first. So now we end up back where we started in the beginning of the movie, and that is at the diner. So they are at the diner where Pumpkin and Honey Bunny are. And Vincent, again, goes to the bathroom.
That he does.
Yes. And while he's in the bathroom, that's when they decide.
This is very important to note. Well, before he goes to the bathroom, they're having a discussion, right, about quitting and divine intervention, as you will.
Of course, yes.
But there was a moment where he's like, he's like, what are you gonna do, man? You're gonna be a bum. Like, you're gonna eat the food I throw away. You know what that's called? It's called a bum. But he says, no, man, I'm just gonna roam the earth. Like Kung Fu, the Legend of Kung Fu.
Yeah.
And if you've watched Kill Bill, now at first he wanted Kevin Costner to play Bill, but David Carradine is the one that played Bill, and he was the character in Kung Fu, the legend. So I love how all of this is just brought together by Tarantino and his, the things that he enjoyed, the actors he hires. It's very cool. Very cool.
It is very cool. He makes everything kind of weave together, which is wonderful. But yes, so that is a conversation they have before he goes to the bathroom. And then, of course, there's a stick up. And this is where Jules has his whole be cool movement. So he has the briefcase, right? So they do still have the briefcase, because this is like the in-between part before they give the briefcase to Marcellus Wallace. And he has his gun underneath the table. And that's when Honey Bunny is kind of sticking everyone up while Pumpkin goes around and he's trying to collect everyone's wallets. He gets to Sam Jackson and he's
be cool.
He's like, be cool. And so, but of course, Jules gets the upper hand. He's saying Sam Jackson. He gets the upper hand and he kind of turns the tables on Pumpkin. And Honey Bunny's now freaking out. And he's like, just sit down. Tell her, be cool, man.
He distracts him. He's like, what's in the briefcase?
Yes.
He's like, that is my boss's dirty laundry. Yeah. And that was a good exchange, talking about dirty laundry and getting rid of it. And he looks at the briefcase. He's like, is that what I think it is? And he's like, it's beautiful, whatever it is.
Whatever it is.
A lot of theories out there about what was in the briefcase. At the end of the day, it's a MacGuffin, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right?
It doesn't. Yeah. It's an end. It's just a means to an end. And so now you kind of have this, standoff. And he's like, just be cool, man. Just be cool. Tell your girl to be cool. Everything.
He didn't call her a girl. He did not call her a girl.
Not call her girl. And then Vincent eventually does leave the bathroom. And now he has his gun pointed at Honey Bunny. And he's like, what you're going to do is you're going to get up and you're going to walk out of here. And so that's what they do. They basically get up and they leave. And then after that, everyone's still like down and stuff. And Vincent and Jules, and oh, that's right. That's when Jules tells him the whole Ezekiel thing. So we've heard it now 3 times. And he's like, I used to think that, I was the evil man, but now I realize you're the evil one. You're the bad guy. He's talking about Tim Roth's character, Pumpkin. And I'm the one giving you the divine intervention, basically. He's like, I'm giving you this chance. It's my job to give you that second chance, right?
His life. Yeah.
Yes. So he's like, this is your choice. You can get up, take Honey Bunny and walk away right now. And so that's essentially what they do. They take Jules' word. They walk out. After they leave, then Jules and Vince is like, let's get out of here. We got to get out of here before the cops come. So they get up. And then the last thing you see is them putting their guns right here. Like, I mean, so obvious, not in gym shorts. That's not a good idea. And then they leave the diner. Yeah.
And so ends Quentin Tarantino.
Pulp Fiction.
No, I'm starting to think Jules isn't a nice guy. He let him live, though.
Yeah, he let him live.
Maybe he quit that life.
Yeah.
What do you think was in the briefcase? What kind of theories have you seen? My favorite one is Marcellus Wallace's soul, because he has that Band-Aid in the back of his neck the entire time.
Oh,
people are like, that's where his soul escaped, and they put it in the briefcase. I was like, wow, that's really deep. I don't think he's ever come forward with. I think it remains a mystery, and I think some things are okay being.
I never thought about it being his soul.
Well, I never did either until I remember being online 20 plus years ago for the first time and going into maybe it was an AOL chat room. We're talking about
it probably was an AOL chat room.
And people were like, yeah, it's obviously Marcellus Wallace's soul. I was like, what?
I don't know. Like, I'm thinking about, why would Brett have it in the first place?
Whatever it is magnificent.
It's magnificent.
If you look at Tim, I almost said Tim Robbins and the way that he was looking at it.
Inside the briefcase with 8x10 inches.
Is that what I think it is? It's beautiful. Yeah.
It's really interesting. It's not money. Like, I mean, they could think money is beautiful, but I feel like it's not.
No, it wasn't, right? Because he was like, I gotta get this back. This does not belong to me. Really interesting. Like I said, not important, but yeah, it's a combination of the briefcase is 666.
Yeah.
Tarantino said it was a light bulb prop that could be whatever the viewer wanted it to be. Yeah, I think it's cool. It was Honey Bunny that said it was beautiful. Oh, because she says
a light bulb prop, because that's what it was in Community. Because when they when
did they do that?
Chang. So Jeff bought the authentic briefcase for Abed for his birthday, and while they were all waiting for Abed and Jeff to show up, Chang goaded what's his name, Troy, into opening the briefcase. And when he opens it, you see there's a light bulb in it, right? And then the certificate of authenticity, but then he caught it on fire and he burned the whole briefcase. And he ruined the gift. And it's Chang's fault. But yeah, there was a light bulb in it. It was a light bulb prop. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. Now all of it makes sense to me.
So direct reference to the Tarantino. By the way, if you have not seen this in 4K, it is absolutely stunning. My buddy Bruce is the one that pointed at the 4K. I was like, oh, maybe I need it in 4K. Yeah, it is sound and everything. It is stunning. It was someone's soul. Whatever it was, it doesn't matter, right? Just carry the whole movie.
They all have to know, though. That's the thing. Like, if it was something that's so magnificent, even Pumpkin would know it.
Maybe he knew what Marcellus looked like.
Maybe it was a stone tablet. Like. I don't know.
The what?
The stone tablet?
The stone tablet. You know about the 10 Commandments from Indiana Jones?
Oh, no. Maybe it was
Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Covenant. Maybe it's the Ark of the Covenant. I don't know.
Yeah, 4K, if you need to like upgrade, it is freaking beautiful. Yeah, I got Jackie Brown, this, Reservoir Dogs, and Kill Bill 1 and 2. And Bruce said that some of the other movies are coming out later on in 4K too. Nice. Obviously, the Alpha Omnibus. What did you not like about the movie? Just out of curiosity, things you didn't like. Has it aged well? It's been 31 years since this movie came out. Does the dialogue still carry? Are there the pop culture references? Did you understand most of them? Probably not all of them, right? Like,
no, the majority of the pop culture references I got, and that could just be my age. Is I would still get that, right? I would be interested to see if you gave a Gen Z person Pulp Fiction and see if they would get all the pop culture references that are laid out in it.
Well, if they're listening to Fall Out Boy, they definitely get the dance scene reference, apparently.
Yeah, I hope they would. Even though when they perform the song live, they're in the video screen in the background, it's actually her in Kill Bill, not this Uma Thurman. It's her Kill Bill, which is okay.
Do they know what they're doing? Do they know what they're doing?
Yeah,
anyway.
I think Pete is doing that on purpose. I think 100% he knows what he's doing. What didn't I like about the film?
What was it that you did not like?
It's hard to say, like, did I like, because I don't think that there were stereotypes in the film. Like, when I think about Ving Rhames' character of Marcellus Wallace being a gangster, Jules, I know that originally, like, I looked it up, like, Jules was originally supposed to have a large afro, but I guess the production assistant bought the wrong wig and ended up with the Jerry curls. But
the Jerry curl worked so much better.
Sam Jackson's like, no, I want to keep it, which was a solid choice on
Sam that is part. A good point. Gen Z can't handle Pulp Fiction. It's problematic.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Anything is problematic.
Yeah, so for me, none of it bothers me. Like, if you're saying, like, did I have a problem with any of that? No, because
No, did you have a problem with you need to go back and watch Simpsons. Did you
I love the dialogue.
I'm drinking a cold ass beer. That's what I'm drinking.
Who's asking you that?
Kingsport Cat was asking me earlier. Go on.
No, I mean, I love the dialogue because I do like dialogue heavy movies when it's snappy dialogue, and I think this is snappy dialogue. I really enjoyed it. Oh my god, you are locked in whenever there's interactions between two characters. You are locked in, like the car scene between Jules and Vincent, and of course the standoff in the apartment, and then of course his standoff in the diner, and then that whole GIMP scene, that whole thing. Just maybe the GIMP was unnecessary for shock value.
No.
But if you're gonna if those guys are gonna be weird, they're gonna have, like, if they're gonna be that sick,
you gotta go all out. You don't tiptoe around that territory without going all out.
I will say, at first I didn't realize it was gonna be told non-linear, so that did throw me off a little bit. Because I was like,
you didn't know it was non-linear?
Yeah, like you see Butch with Marcellus briefly, and I was like, when are we gonna bring this back up? And then I was like, oh, this is weird the way this is being told. Like I got confused when we went back to the diner, right? I was like, wait, what's happening? And then I realized that, oh, okay, I see where they're going. And then after I watched,
I think somebody put a cut out there, like somebody on YouTube, in chronological order, which whatever. I think it still makes for a good movie, but not as good as the original.
But I like the idea of it being in that circular format, right? Because that's kind of how mysteries are. You know, necessarily, it's not always, you're not solving mysteries and sometimes in a linear format. And while they are kind of I know he said early on it was supposed to be like a kind of a take on, you know, those detective fiction, but then it just kind of went somewhere else. So I know that's how it kind of started out, but it is at the end of the day like those pulp detective novels and stuff like that. Not everything's told linearly. You have unreliable narrative.
Even the cover, right? Even that smooth ass cover to the VHS, the DVD.
Oh yeah,
Blu-ray, the 4K looks like a beat up Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
It looks. There's so much I love about this.
Yeah, you can see it. Yeah. So there wasn't anything I really disliked about the film that I could call out. I liked the way it was directed. I liked the dialogue. I think the actors were all solid choices. Honestly, I couldn't, like, when I went back and read who they wanted to cast originally, I can't even.
No.
I couldn't see it. Yeah.
Like listening to Quentin Tarantino talking about almost losing Bruce Willis because he didn't want the part of Butch. He wanted the part of Jules or Vincent.
Yes.
I can't imagine anyone but, I mean, the way, people forget Travolta like changed America. This is so weird to say, but changed the way America thought about dancing with two different movies, right? Like you had Saturday Night Fever and what was Urban Cowboy, right? Like it's so weird that the same guy had gone like and disappeared, like hadn't done anything. He'd done like straight to home video type of movies.
Gained a little bit of weight. He wasn't the same guy they all remember.
And then he comes back, man, and kills it. So good.
And then he went and made that weird movie with the angel. What was that called?
Michael,
that's what it was.
Not that I've seen it more than once.
Oh, okay.
Really, you went with that weird movie instead of Battlefield Earth?
Okay, well, then after Battlefield Earth, that was Scientology, man.
That was his baby, though. The talking baby, dude. That's right, from Luke Who's Talking. Oh, with Rest in Peace. Kirstie Alley. Oh man, she was one of my biggest crushes. What a gorgeous woman. Leisure Suit. I do not. And Uncanny Suit. Happy Birth Month, Omar. Were the 3 movies you put on the poll your favorite Tarantino movies? Do you think there's another director who makes films fun like Tarantino? Oh, I put Kevin Smith last week. They're different type of movies, right? But yeah. Next week will probably be David Lynch. I haven't decided on a director. It's hard. Like if I were to do like Steven Spielberg, who's also one of my other favorite directors. You talk about Omar Travolta was in Look Who's Talking, but he didn't do Bruce Willis did the voice of the baby. That's right, 1989. Yeah. That was a big movie, but not as. How do I word this? I think as an actor, Luke Who's Talking 2 with 200 and 3. I think they did 3, right? Where the dogs started talking.
I might think that's
aren't probably where you thought your career was going to be.
Not
doing Saturday Night Fever and like Urban right movies that changed America.
And even he did Grease too. If you think about movies with dancing, I mean, he also did Grease, which was
Grease. That was the other movie. Yeah. I think this was a big hit for him, and with Thurman's career. I thought about Del Toro and a couple of other directors.
Del Toro. But
so nothing you dislike about this movie, just
the ideal. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the give. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to say that Quentin Tarantino's trying too hard to say something within the film. So maybe that's the only critique I have of it, that maybe he's trying a little bit too hard to say something within the film, by using all those direct references that Jules uses throughout, and trying to do all of the, hey, did you catch that kind of like wink at the camera type of things. But
you think that comes across as pretentious?
Yes, yeah. I wonder if, like, in my mind, I was like, okay, is he doing this just to?
Because I've heard that a lot. That his dialogue is very pretentious.
That you can do it. That shows that he can do it, and that's that was the only, I think, minor issue I had with it. But I do like pretentious films, so that's okay. Because I thought it was interesting how there are references to modern pop culture, but I couldn't, like, and they have a cell phone, but yet I felt like I couldn't place the time of this movie. Like, it felt like it was in
90s.
modern times.
It was in the 90s, a $5 milkshake.
Whatever, yeah. But also some of the motif and some of the, like, the way it was filmed and the
especially like the taxi driver, right?
Yeah, it felt like it was not, yes, it felt like it was not of the time, right? It was not of the modern time. So and I was like, okay, is he doing this on, like, because it's supposed to be like a detective fiction, like all that stuff? But I still worked for me, even though it could come off as pretentious, I guess, a little bit.
Okay. Bruce, why would you know this? At the box office, Look Who's Talking made $296 million. Of course you know this. Pulp Fiction made $213 million. But it did win an Oscar. It did win an Oscar for Best Original Screenplay, I think, right? And it may have won something. I love that Battlefield Earth now is a thing. How much did Battlefield Earth make? Swingers was a big deal at the time, too. Hollywood was changing near mid-condition.
Yeah.
I think Pulp Fiction and most of Tarantino's movies are very 90s, all style, very little substance. Style.
Well, that's what I was like. It was trying.
I don't know. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood felt different. I love that movie too. Like, the more I watch it, the more I'm like, I think that's better. That's better than Hateful Eight, to me at least. I really like that movie.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out. Like, I was like, I think he's trying too hard to say something. That was the only thing that really got me. I was like, when you have a film student and they're going all out to make this edgy thematic movie, right? And I was like,
well, and other people have tried and have felt.
Oh yeah, and they could, yes,
like to make something very similar to that. Cool. So I think of, like, early Guy Ritchie films are very similar in that cool style that they had. Yes. But I don't know. Somebody was saying there's no substance. I think there's plenty of substance in these movies. I think they're all unique in their own way. If you watch Jackie Brown compared to something like Kill Bill, they're a completely different movie. Kill Bill is obviously a love letter to every type of movie, actor, director that Tarantino loved.
I loved it.
Battlefield Earth 1.32. Wait, $1.32. 100. You mean $1 million? $1 million. $1
million. Okay.
Okay. Face Off had plenty of substance. That movie is awesome. Swordfish, not so much, but it did have Halle Berry's.
I forgot Swordfish.
Fine ass substance.
Oh my gosh.
Child of the 80s, but grew up in the 90s, right? Go Pulp Fiction and Glorious Bastards, Django. Oh, ranking the movies? Yeah, I'll do that in a second. It's a good question. Ranking the Tarantino movies. I do love Tarantino. He's one of my favorite directors. What would you give this movie, and anybody watching now or later, what would you give Pulp Fiction, Amanda, out of 10?
I think I would give it an 8 out of 10. It was a good movie.
8 out of 10. Interesting. So what's your favorite Tarantino movie to date that you've seen? You said you saw Kill Bill, right?
Bill. I've seen all
the $1.30. That's impossible. There's no way it made it down. Stop it, Bruce. Stop.
How much were movies back? Was it only someone who went to, like, the Nickel Theater or something?
Hey, $1.32. Stop it.
It might either be Kill Bill or Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Both are solid. I like both.
Yeah, so I can't decide between the two. A Royal with Cheese out of 10, Carl.
This movie's a 10 out of 10 for me. I absolutely love it. I think it's great. I think
Rami's 20 out of 10. You don't even love it as much as Rami does.
No, Rami really likes it. Kingsport Cal also agrees with you. 8 out of 10. 8 sounds fair. Do like the Royale with Cheese out of 10. Oof, so hard. I think it's a 9. Swordfish is forever goated for Halle Berry. I don't know. Remember how much they had to pay her to do that scene too? And then we got what's the Billy Bob Thornton movie with her in it?
Oh, you're talking about Monster Ball.
Monster Ball, yeah.
And she won her Oscar for that.
10 out of 10. Yeah, Desperado had good substance too. So did
Selma.
What's it called? From Dusk Till Dawn. Yep. About Broken Arrow, Travolta and Christian Slater came out right around Face Off. Face Off was better though. Loved it. 10 out of 10. It's worth every cent that they paid for her to go topless. Then she won a Razzie for one of the greatest movies ever made, Amanda.
With the best practical effects that money can buy.
Best practical effects, baby. Yes. That never fails to crack me up. That was worth every penny. Every penny. Okay. Man, this is tough. Because I'll be honest, Tarantino's one of these directors. I like all his movies. I don't have a problem with any of his movies. I don't think he gets pretentious. I don't think that he's too dialogue heavy. So it's tough. Like, number one is like, to me, it's like a mix of everything. It's like a mix of the cast. It's a mix of the dialogue. It's a mix of the story. And very important in a Tarantino movie, the soundtrack. The soundtrack in this movie is amazing. I was like Matt, or I'm sorry, Honda DeLorean maybe. I also bought the soundtrack before I watched the movie, just because on that cover, actually Battlefield made $29 million, but it lost $125 million in total. That is not good. That's
okay. Good. And just so I'm clear, the movie that came out in 2005 called Be Cool, they were not trying. Were they just trying to? That was
a follow up. That was a follow up to Get Shorty, wasn't it? It was a sequel to Get Shorty, which was an excellent movie.
But they put John Travolta and Uma Thurman in it again together, and it also had the title "Be Cool." So I was like, wait a minute. Were they trying to play off of the popularity of Pulp Fiction for the movie?
What year was that?
That was 2005.
No, not 10 years later.
Yeah,
absolutely. By then, those folks. I don't like Be Cool as much as I like Get Shorty. Get Shorty is an awesome movie if you haven't seen it.
Be Cool is Andre 3000 in it.
Does it? I don't remember. I've only seen it a couple times. Man, this is tough. So Jackie Brown for me, best soundtrack. Okay. The cast is perfection. Robert De Niro. Oh man, everyone like Robert Foster, so likable and amazing. Bridget Fonda, and of course the beautiful, beautiful Pam Grier. Samuel L. Jackson's character is such a creep. I hate that character so much. Then after that is probably Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction is the right answer. This is where it gets hard because I really like Django Unchained, but I feel like, man, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is kind of crawling up there. Kind of dig that. A lot of people would probably put Reservoir Dogs in their top 3. I liked it. And it changed a lot of, cinema history. So I don't know. Number 3, I'd probably go with Django Unchained for right now. And then followed by Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, then Inglourious Bastards, then Reservoir Dogs, then Kill Bill 1 and 2, then The Hateful Eight, and then Death Proof. Although I think I like Death Proof a little more than The Hateful Eight. But every one of these movies are amazing. Now, these are movies he did, right? I'm not taking into consideration True Romance or From Dusk Till Dawn, movies he produced or wrote or anything like that. It's just movies he made himself. So I got to go with that. Yeah, and De Niro. Dude, De Niro... Never mind. Amanda hasn't seen it. It's so good.
I've not seen it.
I was hoping people would vote for that. Reservoir Dogs, the only good film like ever made. William? No. There's a lot of other good films. What about Avengers: Infinity War?
I was thinking that he meant the only Tarantino film. Since that's our discussion topic right now is best Tarantino.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, like I said, I like all his movies. It's kind of hard to rank them. But if I had to rank them, that's the way I would rank them. Django Unchained is my second favorite because, yes, that is one of the things that Tarantino did was find that man, and that man is Hollywood. He is amazing. Like the different languages he can speak. Oh my gosh, Old Boy's one. I ain't ever seen the remake of Old Boy. I like the original Old Boy. Stuck in the Middle. Yes, nobody can ever hear that song after watching Reservoir Dogs and not think of that Michael Madsen scene, right? Like anytime that song ever comes on, I always think of that song, that part. Be Cool actually was the title of the novel it was based on.
So it all just happened to be coincidence.
Yeah. Hateful Eight, I always watch around Christmas. Now, let me ask you this, Jean.
It's an interesting Christmas movie.
First half of Hateful Eight is peak Tarantino. The second half focuses on Channing Tatum, isn't great. Dude, that was one of my favorite moments when Channing Tatum gets his brains blown out. Like as soon as he pops his head out, I was like, yes. Which version did you watch? Did you watch it where they break it down into chapters? I think it's available on Netflix. I don't know if that's available on 4K yet. Like that version. I voted for Jackie Brown. Amanda, definitely look it up. It's so good. Oh yeah. I'd love to talk about Old Boy based on a manga. By the way,
that'll be easy to watch.
It's good. Tarantino's episodes of ER were great too. You know, I don't think I've ever. I didn't stick around for ER.
Neither did I. I didn't find George Clooney attractive or Noah Wiley, so I was not going to be something.
That's not the reason why I didn't stick around.
That sure is. I'm just kidding.
I found George Clooney attractive.
I'm glad.
In the story of the guy working in a video club, wasting his life. Insane story. Tarantino said Hateful Eight was his remake of Carpenter's The Thing. Because of all the different characters on who not to trust. Yeah, I get that. I like that, man. It's true. It's true. I think the extended Hateful Eight is only on Netflix. That's a shame. That's right. He did. He directed a bit in Sin City 2, right? And then they kicked out Robert Rodriguez from the Directors Guild because he let Frank Miller direct a segment. I remember hearing about that.
Oh, wow.
George Clooney played one of the best pediatricians in television, Amanda.
There we go. I mean,
and I think it's all part of the Tommyverse, isn't it? Along with Friends, because they showed up on Friends.
Yes, they did. Yes.
And Mad About You, Connected to Sane Elsewhere, Homicide: Life on the Street. Yeah.
All connected. Yeah.
What's up, D. Marcel? Was Clooney in Attack or Return of the Killer Tomatoes? I think Return. I don't think he was in the original. Yeah. Hateful Eight miniseries is on Netflix. It is in 4K, but is it on a disc? That is the question. I always hear about this extended version of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yet to find it. It supposedly exists. I hope it exists. That would be great. I love that movie, man. It's solid.
It's a great movie.
That movie should have won some Oscars. Now, he said he was only going to do 2 more movies, and then he's done. One of them is definitely Kill Bill 3, just to tell the story of the little girl all grown up getting her revenge. That would be awesome.
Who are they going to cast as the little girl, though?
It was Vivica Fox's daughter, right? Vivica, what was that her name?
Yeah.
So he cast anybody. She's all grown up. We don't know what she's going to look like. Homicide: Life on the Street is on Peacock, and it is peak television if you've never seen it. Tarantino also did a bit of script doctoring in Crimson Tide with the Silver Surfer discussion. And to talk about the Submariner movies. Although, to be honest, I think both versions of Hateful Eight are equal. The extras don't add much, but I am a completionist. I hear that, brother.
I understand that.
Thanks for the super chat, Kingsport Cow. Tarantino used only music and voices to make you think a man got his ears cut off. It's the most masterful scene I've ever witnessed, and that's in Reservoir Dogs. Yeah, it's all in the imagination of the viewer, right?
Yeah. Man, that's the theme of our week, huh?
Yeah, apparently Quentin told Leo and Brad to just be themselves when they question how to play as over the hill actors.
Oh, wow.
Dude, those two guys have the most beautiful bromance. I love that movie, man. Like these dudes just hanging out with each other. Tarantino, kind of like the man's man type of dude. Oh, it's so good.
I know.
Maya Hawke was in she was in Once Upon a Time.
Honestly, that now is the time, James. They're gonna do it. Now's the time for her to be the kid and do Kill Bill Volume.
Oh, you're killing me, Bruce. Extended Hateful Eight will never be on disc. It is a Netflix exclusive. Damn, that sucks. Omar, did you know they did a fictional Mad parody of the series Rick Dalton stars in? It's included in the collector's edition. No, but I was eyeing that collector's edition. It just doesn't come in the steel book. That's so awesome, dude.
Yeah.
FBI, that whole movie was so good. Can you guys review Amadeus? I haven't seen that in years. Have you seen it?
No, I've never seen it. I would love to see Amadeus.
But have you heard the soundtrack, right?
Yes, I've heard the soundtrack. I've seen clips of the movie. I just don't think I've ever watched it. I know what it's about, but I would love to see that.
You just got to know how to find it. Tarantino wrote a novel, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I've heard it's good. Definitely on my list.
Oh, cool.
Let me know when they make a comic book out of it, Scott, so I can read it. Leo was the first actor who got to improvise in a Tarantino film with the trailer scene. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, he stays like true to his script. Remember when I walked out of Once Upon a Time, the first thing I said was Brad Pitt is finally going to win an Oscar. I thought you meant walking out of the movie, and I'm like, what happened, Matt?
Yeah, why did you stay for the whole thing, Matt? Never mind.
Bottoms for Omar. So, is it a movie about dudes or women? I never got the answer.
No, it's women. It's Ayo Edebiri.
Are they being crude? Is that what you were asking?
Yes,
remember I said they don't
they're in high school. Yes.
Where, like, men are crude about like the conversations. Yeah, Vince and Jules were having.
Yeah,
is available on 4K, just released. Well, look at that. Ooh, this is a great question. Thank you, Bruce, for the super chat, my friend. Who did a non-linear movie better?
I really like
Memento, Tarantino, and Pulp Fiction.
Oh, I really like Memento though. With
the whole don't believe his lies, that kind of throws you, right?
Yeah, the realization, like yeah.
No, y'all, is this movie really that good? Bottoms for Omar. Bottoms is this generation, not another teen movie. Really? What?
I didn't hear that. I mean, I watched it. It was funny. I mean,
Tarantino,
the best film I've seen of that year. No, but it was a good film.
Dude, I love Run Lola Run. That is such a good movie. I love the addition of animation to the movie too. It adds a nice little flair of eeriness to it. There was a show, Russian Doll, I think is what it was called on Netflix with the girl from American Pie.
Yeah, Natasha.
Yeah, who's in Poker Face now?
Yeah, Natasha Ritchie. Right. Natasha Leone. No. Sorry, Natasha Leone.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah, that reminded me a lot of Run Lola Run. I loved how, because Tarantino loves spaghetti western, Django Unchained is his tribute to Sergio Corbucci, and then makes mention of Corbucci in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Oh, I love how he brings everything, like the brute cereal that he keeps for all his movies. And then, of course, the Kahuna Burger, which was introduced here. Bottoms is about girls starting a fight club to get cheerleaders.
They're the two girls.
So if he was done in the 80s, he would have been dudes starting a fight club to get the cheerleaders. How the tables. Oh, how the turns have tabled. Oh, how what's the Michael Scott quote? I love that quote. He's like,
how the turntables have turned.
Memento's a masterpiece. Yeah, for real, man. It's good.
It's hard when
You should review the best movie ever made, Casablanca.
According to
What is ranked the best movie ever made?
I think that is ranked the best movie.
Really? Not Shawshank? I really thought Godfather and Shawshank would be up there. According to what? What are we looking at? I don't even know what to look at anymore.
If I go to the Criterion Collection, AFI's 100 Year with 100 movies.
Well, AFI only updates that so many times, though. It's not every year that they do it.
Yeah, you're right. They don't.
That's why it's a big deal. Amelie Melanie loves that movie. So does my brother. I love the director, which is why Alien. Was it Alien 3 or 4? 3, yeah. No, 4. Why Alien 4 almost got a pass. Okay, IMDb. Thank you, Atit. Still says Shawshank is number 1. People are saying The Godfather. Yeah, I'm curious. What is ranked the number 1 movie?
Citizen Kane.
It's gotta be either Shawshank. It's gotta be Godfather 1 or 2, or it's gotta be
Citizen Kane.
Citizen Kane. Yeah, it's gotta be one of those, right?
Citizen Kane, Godfather, Casablanca, Raging Bull.
What are you looking at right now?
The American Film Institute's 100 years.
I was hoping you'd say I'm on TikTok and this 15-year-old girl is telling.
Yeah, I'm on TikTok and this 15-year-old girl named.
She's got over 3 million views. Obviously, she knows more than the AFI.
No, yeah.
Hey, Kane, it was so good to see you. I'm starting to doze off.
I do love that the Fellowship of the Rings in here, though. That makes me
still
happy.
A 10 out of 10. It's so good.
Yeah,
oh yeah, it was a big deal for them to add the Lord of the Rings in the AFI.
Toy Story's in there too, which is interesting. the top 10. But I mean,
Shawshank, Godfather, the 87 trend. God bless you, Carl. Carl's a dude I could drink a beer with.
I have yet to. Yeah, it's been a minute since they've updated this, but I have not. I haven't clicked all the ones I've seen yet. You've seen 0 out of the 110th anniversary edition of all time.
I believe that.
No,
I mean, why would you have? I mean, if you think about it, unless you took a film course
Blade Runner
or college, why would you have seen? Like, I remember we did my buddy Matt and I did the 100 AFI list back in 1990.
Oh my,
1997. Man, some of those movies were rough to get through. Woo! Well, some of those old movies were rough to get through. But the AFI is very important, right? Like, movies will never go. And Netflix's most popular movie is Red Notice.
I know, that is wild.
I don't even know what that is, but it sounds bad.
It's The Rock, Chris Evans, and Gal Gadot.
The Christmas
Ryan Reynolds, sorry. No. They're like spies, agents, backstabbing each other, double-cross each other. It's Ryan Reynolds, The Rock, and Gal Gadot.
I am curious. This is a really good not a question or idea. Casablanca is a must-watch for my fellow Gen Z fools in the chat. I am questioning the attention span of people in movies. Like, I wonder, do they make long movies like that anymore? Like, I'm trying to think of some of the ones I've seen that I didn't go to the theater to see. Like, my brother was complaining about how bored Nosferatu was, and he's like, I just have to be in the mood for that. I'm like, what?
I know.
Nosferatu's not a movie I'm thinking of. It's not that artsy.
I've already watched it now that it's on Peacock.
Well, it's like, is our attention span real? Oh, here we go. There's my girl with the facts. Attention spans just keep getting worse. Yeah, which is crazy because either Amanda or Tina, I can't remember who did this, told me that they watched a movie on their phone on TikTok. Was that you, Tina, or was it you, Amanda? Must have been Tina. Must have been Tina.
No. I mean, I watched things
like shorts, and she was like watching clips of a movie, and she just kept going as the movie continued and continued.
That was what Quibi was supposed to be, and Quibi did not last.
It was Tina.
No,
it's your fault, Quibi? Tina. I remember Quibi. That's where Reno 911 was. What, dude? Wait, somebody said it. Hold on a second. Where I don't know. No, Kevin Hart was not a Killer Flower Moon. No. Doug, that's right, baby. Horizon. That's a man's movie, dude. That movie was good. I loved it. But I don't think they make movies like that. It didn't do that well at the box office. I think Horizon Part 1 didn't do that well enough for Part 2 to come out.
No, they didn't really advertise it very well either.
Oh, it must have been Taylor Sheridan's fault then, because
probably. I'm sure he has a lot of but this
past guys, social media has really killed attention spans. Absolutely. Absolutely. I've seen, like, I hate to say it, like, well, Amanda knows this, that I love going to the movie theater because the movie theater is the one place I can put my phone down and not have to look at it. It is the only place, because if I watch movies at home, even if I'm sitting in the dark with a bunch of friends, they all got their phones out from time to time, and then I put my phone out. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? I'm supposed to get lost, and that's the beauty and the magic of movies. Like, we're supposed to get lost in these things, and we don't do that anymore. It really sucks. YouTube used to do that 10 to 12 minute chunks. It's funny. The Brutalist, Killers. Yeah, Brutalist was long, but not as long as Horizon. Event Horizon. But also movies are so expensive now. Why do that when you can stream for free at home? What's up? Well, I'm sorry, free.
It's
depending
hard,
on what you're paying for.
The problem is you worry about what kind of art is getting made, right? Because Netflix knows the algorithm, so they're gonna make films that.
What's the number one movie on Netflix right now? Was that Red Note? Was that real?
Well, it's not right now. It's on Netflix right now. I think it's hold on, like that's of all time, right? For Netflix, it's of all time. That's their top movie right now.
What's the best? What is the number one movie on Netflix right now?
Right now, so I'm looking it up because I think it's their new movie that just came out. The Electric State, which if you have watched it, there's a very little substance. It's all, and and the sad thing is, it's the Russo brothers. This is like the third movie that, like, they also did The Gray Man, also a forgettable movie on Netflix.
I didn't finish Gray Man. Oh no,
I didn't finish it either. And
they're directing Avengers.
I know. And when you have people who directed like Winter Soldier and everything, and then they also directed Cherry, which I also found to be lacking in a lot of ways, which is not great for poor Tom Holland, who's trying to get over the whole Spider-Man image.
I love that you're like poor Tom Holland.
Poor Tom Holland. But no, The Electric State is number one.
Yeah.
And if you look at the way that film is made, the context of it, like they don't let you sit on dramatic beats too long. They want to move into the action. They want to move into the jokes. It has Chris Pratt. It has Millie Bobby Brown from the Stranger Things. They know the formula, the types of movies they're going to spend money on that are going to get watched. It's background watching movies. That's my fear, is if people don't go to theaters to see the Anoras, even the compelling, interesting, compelling movies, that we are just going to get background watching movies. Which
unfortunately, that's what William's saying, right? If movies are so expensive, why not watch them at home? Which a lot of people are doing that. Horizon, oh God, really, Bruce? Horizon did so bad they will not release the already made 2 and 3. I'm waiting for that, dude. I like the first one. I thought the first one was solid, but I'm a big fan of Costner and like his Open Range. I think Open Range was a beautiful movie that doesn't get a lot of love, and I also love Wyatt Earp. I said what I said, Honda-Lorian. I don't know if you're still watching. Top 10, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Heat, Trainspotting, They Live, Captain America and Winter Soldier, Aliens, Enter the Dragon. $320 million for The Electric State. Just crazy, and they must have gotten all big paydays for those Netflix films.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
12 Angry Men. They kind of sort of did that with Clint Eastwood's Juror Number 2, but it did not all take place in the room, right?
No, it didn't. Yeah, they had some stuff outside of the room.
Dude, Kingsport Cal loved Red Rocket. Land of the Bad was decent. Omar, I had a banger comment. Can you click it? You need to say it again, man, because I don't know where it is. You lost me. Stream for free. You mean for a monthly fee, unless you're getting your family's streaming service. Horizon was good, but didn't find an audience in theaters. I believe it because it was a long movie, right? So maybe William is right. And if you're a movie theater, why would you spend money to have like a 4-hour movie playing? Because you can only show it 2, maybe 3 times a day, when you can have like an hour-and-a-half flick playing over and over, make more money, make people go to the concession stand more and more. So yeah. It's tough. Yeah, dude, Duvall was so good. The Spanish guy was in there too, and the guy from ER, and Parker Lewis Can't Lose. Yes, I'm old. Parker Lewis Can't Lose. What is the guy's name? Diego. Not Diego. The other guy.
Really, really don't want to make a Fall Out Boy reference right now.
I really, really don't want you to too. So Tombstone.
They have a song called Parker Lewis Can't Lose. So there we go.
I feel like me and these dudes would get along.
No, really you well. Would 100%. You guys would get along. Like you don't like the music they make. I don't even know if they like the music they make all the time, because they have different music tastes than what they put out. Like they don't listen.
Are they ever looking for friends instead of just fans?
I'm sure they always could use some friends.
I think they're okay. I heard they nerfed the movie compared to the book of
Electric. I've heard that too. I didn't read the book. I didn't even know it was a book until I saw some reviews on it. But yeah, it was a weird movie. Like,
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, you have to tell there's a budget there for the special effects and the CGI and stuff. Because I mean, it's robots. So the premise is Walt Disney in like the 50s or whatever created robots, right, to help out. Like,
this is fact. But go on.
Okay. Well, it's taking that idea a step further. And what if they evolved and Disney's responsible for these robots becoming a part of our daily life until they want to have their own rights, and then there's like a big war between the robots and the humans. But it's not like a Terminator. Like the robots have feelings and they actually like just want to be part of society kind of thing. And there is a famous scientist who's played by Stanley Tucci who discovers a way to create
this today.
Getting a review of Electric State, or a quick synopsis. Who develops those types of Gundam suits that you would see in like Avatar, or like those suits where like they're in it or they're not in it. What's that movie? Pacific Rim. Those suits where they're not actually in it, right? Or whatever. They're just like, anyway. So that's how they're able to win the war. They sign a peace treaty, and then all the robots end up in like this, like, territory.
So you're saying I should watch it or skip it?
No, skip it. I'm just saying that's the premise of it. So it's and like many years, like in the 90s, because that's where it takes place. But like with modern, it's weird. Anyway.
Did you guys already review the movie Classic, but I prefer Reservoir Dogs? I gave it a 10 out of 10. Amanda gave it an 8 out of 10. So we did review it. What happened to Kung Fu movies? Missed those days. They've been replaced by Christmas movies.
Yes.
Sorry. I prefer longer movies to get my money's worth in theater. Dude, I love long movies. Give me that's the thing. Like, you have to be like, people have to be in a mood for these movies. I never have to be in a mood for a long, boring movie. I love when there's character interaction, heavy dialogue, and My Dinner with Andre is one of my favorite movies. Like, I love that movie, and people hate it, and I understand why. Right? The whole thing takes place in a sit-down restaurant where two friends are talking about life. That's it. And yes, they made a community episode, My Dinner with Abed, based on that movie. It's a boring ass movie. I get it, but I love it.
But it was a great episode. I mean, if you,
I'm sure it was a great episode as well.
You know what? I might go put Community on when I'm done with this.
Hey, on the Flex account, we got the Dungeons and Dragons episode, which is one of the best episodes.
Oh, I bought that on Apple TV because I wanted it.
So you can buy it, but you can't stream it. That is so lame. Anyway, Viva Peru carajo, ladies with the tats are hot.
Oh,
hubba. Ay, Dios mío. I should have let Amanda read that because she reads Spanish. Go ahead, Amanda.
Nope, you already read it. It's fine.
No, go ahead.
Why would you do this to me?
Because your Spanish is solid, dude.
Not that ideas mío.
One more time.
For the ideas mío.
That's good. That's a good soundbite. When it comes to the theater, I'll go as long as someone goes with me. I don't care what we're watching.
Well, did you guys see the latest? Like this past week, box office was awful.
What came out? I don't even know what came out.
Okay, so Novocaine, which I did want to see, but that was a #1 movie, good for Jack Quaid. But it only made $8.8 million at the box office, which meant everyone else made less than $8 million at the box office in a whole weekend. Boots with the Fur, that's right. That's one of my favorite songs.
Okay.
But yeah, like Mickey 17's out. That thing is making no money.
Oh man, that looked good. I wanted to see that, but
and it's like they won't take risks on those types of films. They're not making money.
When was the last time we've had a bad movie weekend like this? COVID era, when people weren't going out.
We've had some. If I could go back to some of Dan's old reviews or like box office things, there are some we've had in like 2021, 2022 that were pretty bad. Which I guess is still technically like we're still in the COVID. I think there was one last summer. Yeah, Griffin X. I think we had some bad stuff last year because of the writer's strike and things weren't coming out. I want to say that happened, but I mean,
yeah, this proves William's point. All these movies are going to be
and that's that's what a lot of people are like. Why are you not doing it? And why aren't you?
Yeah, it's a shame though. Mickey 17 is video on demand Friday, March 25th. What the fuck? That's next week. Next week. That's crazy.
Yes. What and then Snow White comes out, which I don't know this week.
Oh, yep. Yeah, I know you're looking forward to that one.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you because you really like the actress. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't necessarily like her acting, but you like what she stands for and what she says. No, that's
Stop trying to stir up trouble. Stop trying to stir up trouble.
I don't even know what the hell the trouble is. I remember my buddy Project Viking texted me this meme, and I'm like, I need some context, man. He was like, "Oh, man, it's the actress from Snow White and these things she's been saying."
No, it's gonna bomb. I mean, they're not. The release strategy as far as the marketing for this has like. They're not even doing a.
I didn't even know it was coming out. I honestly forgot about this movie. I thought it was going to be straight to streaming.
No.
Rachel Segler is not a movie star. Hollywood kept trying to make her one. All her movies except for one did. What movies has she been in? I don't know.
West Side Story, I think, is the only one that didn't do terrible.
Didn't watch it. What else?
And I don't remember the other movies she's in. That's what I remember.
Is she Latina? Is she Latina?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And what is she? What has she said? Mickey 17 next Tuesday, video on demand 25th, not Friday. James, in your face. Say in your face, James. I'd rather rot in bed than watch
Shazam Fury of the Gods. I forgot about that.
What is it?
She was in Shazam Fury of the Gods.
Who's she play?
Anthea, one of the young female god.
Nah, man, Shazam Fury of the Gods was all about Mary Marvel, that girl. Oof.
Yeah, and then Hunger Games, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which
never heard of that either. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Atit knew Shazam. Yeah, that movie didn't do that well either. Shazam 2. No. Somebody was asking, is Amanda going to drag Omar to see Snow White?
No.
There is a rule on near mint condition that Amanda knows. I do
want to go see Novocaine.
I do not see live action Disney movies, like remakes. I don't. Lilo and Stitch can look cute as hell all it wants to, but I just more power to the people.
Speaking of Dan DeVito, no. Okay, so I've watched the reviews. We'll talk about the dwarfs in a second. I didn't realize Danny DeVito was a producer on Pulp Fiction until I watched the movie.
Oh yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Are
because
they
he
friends?
was also a producer on like Death to Smoochie and those type of movies.
That's
why not give money to the guy that just made a ton for Reservoir Dogs? Of course.
Well,
that's
good.
That's what producers are, right? Like that's why they make the most.
Yeah, but it's like Danny DeVito. It's like usually the producers you don't really know it. Like they're either another filmmaker, like he at the time he was probably best known for being an actor.
I was watching. I told you I was watching Yellowstone, and even in the episodes without Kevin Costner, produced by Kevin Costner, even though like he's not in the damn show.
Yeah, contracted,
right? Broke his contract.
Yep.
Produced by Kevin Costner.
But anyway, so I was reading.
Anyway, started blasting. Yes, Doug. I love Always Sunny.
So I watched some reviews of the Snow White thing, and one of the first controversies was the whole like. So there were some stills they showed early on, and there was like a group of people, and all of them were normal size, and one was a dwarf, right? And they're like, oh, they're changing the way the dwarfs are. And then of course, what's his name? Who played Tyrion Lannister?
Yeah, that pissed me off. I remember when you told me that.
Yeah. Well, okay, so those.
What is his name? Tyrion Lannister.
I know. Why can't I? Usually, I would be like, quick on the draw.
You're really good at this.
I know. And Peter Dinklage.
Okay, yeah, it's really quick.
Think about it, like
what he said was like typecasting people, with like dwarfs, right? Like they're gonna get little people to do this, and it's a typecasting, and it's a bad thing. And I was like, dude, that's because you made it in Hollywood. Not every little person has done that. Like they're waiting for their moment. You're a big star.
Well, no. He was mad. He was mad that they didn't. They're like, sometimes this is all you can get. Like he was saying.
I remember when he said that he was upset that they were going to cast little people. That's what the whole thing was. I didn't know that he said something else later on.
I thought he said the reverse.
Yeah, he could be. Anyway, so
okay, you're right.
Well, I'm sorry.
Well, anyways, so
no, go back. What? James, can you clip that, please? Timestamp.
Anyway.
All right, go ahead.
So those people are in the movie, but they're like bandits, and then there's the dwarves who look like they're played by dwarves, but they're CGI'd and they look like they come from the Flash's Uncanny Valley, but then there's still like the man who is a dwarf who's not CGI'd in the bandits. So it's like, what kind of dwarves exist in this Snow White universe? It's very confusing. So all these things that I'm reading these reviews, I'm like, it's fine. There's no reason to see this film. It can go quite like I would rather watch the Kristen Stewart Snow White and the Huntsman over again than watch that. Because I mean, at least it had Chris Hemsworth, and I think Charlize Theron is very attractive.
I think Gal Gadot is very attractive.
Yeah, I heard that her acting is just okay in it.
I don't know. Can she?
I don't know.
I saw her in Wonder Woman, and some of the lines she delivered in Wonder Woman were pretty good. They could have just done what they did with the Hobbits and Lord of the Rings and had actors and dwarf doubles. All CGI dwarfs just sound awful.
Have you seen the promos?
If you're using CGI dwarfs, what's the point of remaking it into a live action? Which is why I don't understand why they made it into, yes, Bruce, I'm going to say it again, a live action Lion King movie. Novocaine, VOD, video on demand, April 8th. Wow, these movies are coming. That's the problem. they announced when they're going to be released. So people are like, just wait a couple weeks.
Yeah, maybe they didn't announce it and we didn't know.
Nope, never mind. I'll save that for after the show. Gal was in Fast and the Furious also. I'd rather forcefully watch the Human Centipede movies.
No, okay, I don't know about that, Arjun. I mean,
I love that Human Centipede 2 tried to go artsy with it and went black and white like Chandler's List, except for one color. Man is more attractive than Gal Gadot.
Oh, Jack, you just
Jack, that. Oh, dude, that's beautiful.
Okay,
that's
Omar. Oh, it's beautiful. It is beautiful.
I thought it was a really sweet comment.
I thought you were going to be like, whoa.
But here's the thing, Jack. It ain't her goddamn birthday month, so you better be coming up with some poetry for me, motherfucker. What's wrong with the Fast and the Furious, Omar? No, you know damn well what's wrong with the Fast and the Furious. You know what's wrong with the Fast and the Furious. We reviewed the first one because she made me rewatch it last year. That's right. It's Omar.
I did. Yes.
Yeah, Omar, let's not forget that. The new Lion King resulted in the most advanced 3D mapping rendering engine. So there's that. And that is all. Really? That's it?
I mean, that's awesome.
Man. Hey.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. I mean, the kids like it. I guess that's the thing, right? Is he bringing the kids to the theater?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think my kids have watched the live action Lion King, to be quite honest. So I can't tell you.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, if it's bringing kids to the theater, that's one thing. Yeah. Look. Fast and the Furious. Amanda, 7 out of 10. Omar, 6 out of 10.
I have a little bit more love for it than Omar does.
I kind of do. The music, I was there. I was in them clubs at that age, man. Fast and the Furious is Ocean's 11 for folks who can't. Ouch. Damn. Anytime Vin Diesel says familia.
Stop, my kids.
Can you review Primal Fear? Archie's just throwing movies out there. I love that
one movie. One of these movies is King's Port Cal. Nope, James Abel's the GOAT.
Yes, he is. He is the man. John Berth is perfect. Dude, that's okay. I don't want to spoil. Damn it. Because I did watch Daredevil 4.
So did I. It was a good episode.
It was good. But the scene between Matt and Frank, that teared me up. That was beautifully done. I don't want to say why. Yeah.
But it was a beautiful scene. You should watch it if you haven't watched it.
Thank you, Matt. Omar's more attractive than Marvin after the shot to the face. I appreciate a bunch of dudes telling me how attractive. Thank you. Finally, be red. It's more attractive than
Rachel. Come on. Look, King's Port Cal said, you ain't got a smile like mine, though. So there we go.
No, I didn't pay for mine.
Okay. First of all, it's great.
Get that big ass shit out of here. Omar's,
I was a baby. I mean, I was a youngin'. I was 14, 12 to 14. 2 years. I wear those bad boys for 2 years.
And the scene with Matt and his clients. Yeah, I don't want to spoil.
Yes.
Like seriously, what happened? It was.
I got a blind lawyer. I was so bad. I was like, did you not watch the news? I guess you didn't watch the news. He did just win a case, even if the guy's dead. He did win the case. I mean,
dude, hey, real quick. I was just kidding, man. Amanda's got a beautiful smile. I'm just kidding, dude. I'm just jealous of her smile is all. James Abel is in fact the greatest of all time. Grownback approved. I was just messaging my buddy Torun a little bit earlier. She was wishing me a happy birthday. Hot Rod with the shots fired. Why can't we all just get along?
That's a great question, man.
Right? Call me Hot Rod, baby. D is going in. Made me get a whole Disney Plus. Oh, dude, it's good.
I mean, I have not been disappointed with an episode yet, honestly, which is great.
Yeah, it's a solid flick. I can't believe they're dropping F-bombs left and right. I still don't think there's a need for that, and I'm like, it almost feels a little forced, like, hey, by the way, you're watching Disney Plus. F this. I'm like, damn. Well, I normally can separate the art from the artist, but not when it comes to Gal Gadot. She's evil.
Yeah.
I know nothing about the lady, man. I know she's pretty. That's all I know. Tarun Grumback. Yeah. Say his name, you coward. All right. Fake live action king made $1.6 billion. Mufasa made 7. Holy crap. 700. Damn. That That's pretty good, right?
Yeah,
I don't know how much they cost to make, but I want to say $500 million is pretty good.
No, yeah, Mufasa turned out quite a showing. I was surprised. It had the legs where there was like, oh, it is. Oh, let's put you on the screen so everyone can see you.
It's highlight you. Here, I'll highlight myself. It's Chris Claremont.
Oh, hold on, you get.
It's Chris Claremont. I can't believe she got me this. It's gonna be so weird wearing this around Chris Claremont, and I actually have his a couple of his handlers and it's his family's phone number and his cell phone number. So I was like, I want to go and talk to him for a little bit. He's gonna be like, get the hell away from me. I'm gonna call the police. You know
how hard it was for me? Like, I had to find high resolution images of Chris Claremont on the internet. Not the easiest thing to do, mind you. So that was difficult. But
that's what I'm worried about. Security's gonna be like, sir, I need you to come with me.
It's not like he's naked in those pictures. It's just his bald head. Like, that's all it is.
Well, I'm sure he's got stalkers, kind of like you stalk Fallout Boy. He's got like, look, you see any of these people, be on the lookout because they're crazy. They want to wear my skin. I do not need them around me.
Yeah.
Omar, no, he doesn't have to wear. That is true. I don't have to.
He doesn't have
to. I can sense that man's presence. The important question.
No, not at all. The tone.
You know what? No, yes, Project Viking, because we suffered through it.
You
do too.
Okay, it was weird. Like, they've been so internal in what's going on within their own little part of the MCU that when his new client was like, well, can't you say I'm a squirrel? I was a squirrel. And I was like, whoa, I forgot we're in the MCU for a second. And not.
Yeah, that was good. I love the little, like, nonchalant Spider-Man little things.
Yeah,
at the first episode was great.
Yeah, just like little things like that. I was like, oh, I forgot.
He might get the idea for a licensed Chris Claremont shirt. Well, I can help him with that. I can't. Kingsport Cow, I'll tell you what. The first episode, I was like, this is fun. I can't agree with anything after that. They threw Madison in, and I'm out, man. That was it for me, dude.
Not like the character of Madison.
Not my type of humor. But I also wasn't a fan of like Ally McBeal. I didn't watch that show. So, thanks, guys. Got to run. Something crashed. Sure, it's the zoo landed. He legit lives in a zoo. He might. What size is that shirt? No reason why I'm asking.
Medium, Bruce. It's a
medium. Don't give.
It's a
no, goddamn it! Don't give Bruce any more ideas. I got Melissa McCarthy hanging out. I got Melissa McCarthy and Alf and freaking.
Your old Gildan T.
You don't need to know that.
Medium. There you go. You
can say Ghost or Spirit or Skrull did that crime. MCU. That is true. They could do that, and it has been talked about in the comics, right? She-Hulk had a cool Pulp Fiction comic. That's right. The sensational She-Hulk, when she took over Hulk for a couple of issues, had had like an homage to Uma Thurman on the cover of Pulp Fiction. She-Hulk wasn't that bad. Omar's just a hater, and I will fight him at the back of Burger King's parking lot. Which one?
Which Burger King?
It's not the worst. I still think the worst is Secret Invasion. That might be the worst. You only need to watch 30-second scene of She-Hulk.
No, you don't even need to watch that. That would be the last thing I would watch.
Actually, I don't mind that scene at all. That's not my problem with it. I don't mind girls having fun and twerking. They can twerk all they want. Shit, they could have twerked 5 minutes longer. My issue was anyway. We reviewed that already. I picked up Daredevil Mayor Fisk. It's good. Glad you like it, man. It's got Muse in it, which, of course, will play an important part later on, as we know. Chris Claremont t-shirts and Bort license plates for life, baby. The She-Hulk show was trash. Stop the cap now. We all know it was terrible. Well, no, some people apparently like it, and that's okay. Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
You all know I like a lot of terrible movies that you guys do.
And music as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, obviously, they know based on the clip that you played earlier.
Don't make me play that clip again.
Well, you're not going to demonetize again. Which Burger King is close to you, Omar? Have it your way. I can't get away from these MFers. I do. I like the Kings of Comedy. No spoil. I love Daredevil Born Again episode 4. No spoilers.
Yes.
They have they do it in Kentucky. How you doing, Kentucky?
I would imagine the ones in Kentucky have a dedicated fight spot, guys.
I've had many fights at the back of Taco Bell's, Dairy Queens, and Burger King.
James, are you making a list of all these movies that Arjun is asking us to review? Because maybe we'll like do an Arjun day and everyone pick.
Why do you make these empty promises? Arjun's gonna be like, "When's my day, Amanda?" And I'm gonna be like, "I didn't say it."
The same day as the proposal.
It'll be a Maddie and Amanda production that day with Danny DeVito producing it. Barry Lyndon is a classic. I do like that one. I'm waiting for DD to release fully. I'm a binge. How many episodes is Daredevil going to be?
6. So we're halfway there, guys.
That's it? We're more than halfway there.
Isn't it 6 this season?
And then I have to wait another year? Damn. No, Matt's saying we got 2 episodes left.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, 6. There's 6, yeah.
Man. Crazy.
Richard's supposed to be at 18.
Richard's saying 9, and so is Craven. So which is it?
Give me a second.
Hold on, everybody. She's checking with her TikTok contacts. Omar's currently ranked top 5 in official Kentucky fast food fight clubs. That's right. I didn't win every fight, but I didn't back down, which was stupid. I should have backed down a lot. I thought it was 18 across 2 seasons. So it makes sense that it's half, right? Like 9 and 9. So Matt, were you saying there's 9 left? Or Matt's now saying 9. I think Born Again has 9 episodes. Where'd you get 6 then? Bruce is saying it is 9.
No, because I'm.
Are you saying no to Bruce or are you saying no to me?
But everything else is okay. Hold on. No, I'm trying to look up the link where I'm. Oh God.
Yeah, man, I finally got a banger TikTok. 200,000 views and counting. Yeah, it's got 270 is what Tina told me. That was a lot of fun, man.
Okay.
I like a lot of the comments.
They are going.
Were fun. They're nice. Some of them were jerks, but I don't care. So, which is it, Amanda?
Yes, it is 9 episodes. Okay.
Okay. So 9 episodes. It was supposed to be 18, cut down to 9. But I think it's because it's across 2 seasons. It's 18, right?
Yeah, it's going to be
9 episodes. Yeah, like John Estrada saying. It's 9 episode season, but we get 2 episodes on Tuesday. Like next week, there's 2 episodes. Is that maybe that's what you meant, Amanda?
5 and 6? No,
That's not what
only
you
6 episodes. Mm-mm.
You could have saved your ass. I
gave
you an out.
I don't remember what I talk about. Okay, I don't remember things like from yesterday, so bear with me.
What? Are we having 2 different conversations? Are you answering a question I asked in the future? How's your brain doing?
No, I'm answering John Remy. I was like, I'm not lying. I just forgot.
Wow, straight up, Amanda. Lying. Shaking my hand. Disappointed in you, Amanda.
I know.
You were better than this. Amanda doesn't lie. She just makes mistakes like every normal human being does. But you know what? At least she does it with a pretty smile. And that's all that matters.
Right? If this was pre-recorded, it would have been deleted and edited out.
There would have been some major editing. Let me tell you, I've edited Amanda.
Live, baby. We're live.
I've edited Amanda a lot. Let me tell you, I make her sound smart. Actually, let me take that back. Smarter than she already is because she is a smart lady. So there you go. Now, I don't know jack shit about FOB, so I'm pretty sure Amanda don't lie
you have that. Like, you see all these books here. I'm trying to learn emo knowledge right now. That's a lot. Look at that.
Why do you need to learn emo knowledge? What the fuck is emo knowledge?
You think that it'd be easy, but nope. Anyways.
You think I read books when I got comic? No, man, it's all up here, man. Comic book knowledge. Or just let like 90% of people on doing shorts. Like let AI write it.
Yeah, that's true.
Seriously, you let AI write that crap, man. That's all YouTube algorithm and TikTok algorithms care about. Amanda's a true elder emo books. I didn't even know what the hell they about.
About the evolution of emo music, and then like the hype of third wave emo, which is like the 1999.
So why different books though? Just different takes?
Yeah, I mean, well, some of them are memoirs. A lot of them are oral histories. Like this one is an oral history called "Where Are Your Boys Tonight," and it's an oral history about
Fallout Boys.
No. Well, they are in it. Pete and Patrick are in it, but then like the lead singer of Dashboard Confessional, band members from Taking Back Sunday, Mikey Wave from My Chemical Romance.
I know that guy. he made love to one of. Oh wait, that's a secret. I shouldn't have said that.
What? No, wait. What was the secret?
Emo
wait.
knowledge. What in the sweet?
Wait, no.
He made love to knowledge.
Who did he make love to? Can you know?
Maybe what he did was not making love. So I think what Amanda's trying to do is trying to find that niche, that corner that hasn't been tapped yet for TikTok.
No, it's been tapped extensively.
Apparently, it's been tapped already. So now she's trying to double down on that knowledge. She's gonna be like, I'm gonna show all these 15-year-old girls that have millions of subscribers who the real emo kid is. That's what's going on.
Evanescence isn't really. Are you about Evanescence? They're not really emo.
Doesn't it mean? Don't you get emotional when you watch that scene in Elektra?
Yeah, I do, but it doesn't make any emo music.
Catcher in the Rye. I used to love that book, by the way. Is emo music like emo music is not like that. See, I'm not emo. There are a lot of elder emos. Where are they at? Where are elder emos hanging out, William?
At home. Or at when we're young. That's where they hang out.
So once a year they all come out of their house. Where does the elder emo council meet? The nearest Hot Topic?
No, because Hot Topic's not even for.
No, Hot Topic has moved on, man. They're on to another phase. Evanescence isn't really emo. Amanda's right. Still dope, though. I thought Daredevil every time I heard Bring Me to Life.
I would also think that.
Amanda's not a retired emo. She never retires. She's
I'm actively emoing out all the time.
I'm glad that Kevin Feige and crew reshaped Daredevil season 2.
I am curious what the original, all the original.
Well, it was probably gonna be like She-Hulk.
Oh gosh. Could you imagine how different our conversation would be right now about Daredevil?
Yeah, if Matt showed up, I would have been like, well, I'm out.
We're done.
I'm out of here.
Showed up with Madison, you're like, well, I'm definitely out. That was not fun for me.
Anything else to talk about tonight? My daughter just texted me, and when your baby texts you to go and watch Transformers, you do the fatherly thing and you go and watch Transformers with your baby.
She has school tomorrow?
She does. She's allowed to stay up till 10:45. She's 15.
That's true. She's 15. That's right. Good point.
She's a good kid. She's a good kid. All right. What do you got, Amanda? Anything else?
No. What are we doing next week?
I don't know yet. Maybe Guillermo del Toro or David Lynch,
something like
Spielberg, something you haven't seen, but some of my favorites. What's your top 5? God damn it. All right, we'll end it on that note. All right, Amanda, give me your top 5 favorite songs. Here's our Centuries, I Don't Care, Phoenix, Dance, Dance, Sugar, We're Going Down, Uma Thurman, Carpal Tunnel of Love.
Like, what are these titles? My top 5 favorite songs are in no particular order because they change on any given day. Gnaffs or Gnaffs.
Gonads. All right, go on.
Synonym. Gnaffs, Alone Together. The Shipped Gold Standard. Grand Theft Auto.
The Shit Gold Standard is a song. The Shit Gold Standard. That's actually a pretty witty title.
No, the Shipped. The Shipped, like I'm shipping out to Boston. Shipped.
Oh, I thought you said the Shit Gold Standard.
No, I don't know if I'll put that in my top 5. And then I'd have to say I slept with someone in Fall Out Boy, and all I got was this song written about me.
Oh, that's the story of Pete and whatever the hell his name is, Patrick. But that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. This was a blast. March continues next week, and then I don't know, Amanda will be back with our regular scheduled program. If you're going to C2E2, come and say hi. And till R1, God bless you, Amanda. What else?
Don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to all of our social media channels. Check us out on Patreon. I can't say words. And yes, if it's classy and cool, it must be near mint. Good journey to all are one. And if you feel it, chase it.
Good night, everybody.
Have a lovely time. See you later.